All right, welcome back into Good Day. And right now, tribute bands are hot and sometimes they're very awesome. And we've got our Amanda Faye who's going to talk with George Michael, of course, the event. Let's go ahead and go to her now.
Wake Me Up Before You Go, Freedom, Faith, Careless Whisper, Father Figure, and many more, the music of George Michael. If you weren't able to see him while he was touring, we have the next best thing. Craig Winberry is George Michael in the life and music of George Michael. It is coming to the Stranahan Theater September 26th. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Okay, so tell us, what is the life and music of George Michael all about?
The life and music of George Michael is a celebration of one of pop music's biggest stars. We go through the catalog of George Michael and share some of his hits.
So there's a lot of them. So do you go back with, Wham and those songs too?
We do. So there are two Georges in the show. We cover the Wham era and I cover the solo era.
So, who is this show for?
This show is for everyone, especially if you're new to George Michael's music and his catalog of hits. One thing I love about the show is that if you weren't too familiar with him, you do leave the show with a smile on your face and ready to dance.
Is this a bio musical?
No, it's not a musical. It's a concert. We do share some information about George and his career and Wham and his solo career. But outside of that, the lyrics of the music pretty much tell the story about George, his life, and where he was when he shared those with his audience.
Concert sounds great, though, because there are so many hits, so many songs to cover there. Let's talk a little bit about you, though. How did you get started in music and acting?
I began singing in a church when I was younger, and a member of our congregation was a school teacher, and she encouraged me to do a play at school, and that kind of led from one thing to the next. Then I moved to New York City, got involved with off-Broadway theater, and but was always singing and performing cabarets or weddings and whatnot. And I saw the casting notice for this show, and I was familiar with George and his music, and so I threw my hat in the ring, and here we are today.
Yeah, so there's so many songs, but if you had to choose a favorite, I know I'm a Careless Whisper fan. I like Freedom too. That's a great one too. What's your favorite George Michael song? Do you have one?
Freedom 90. I mean, it's the legacy of that song alone will be around for a very, very long time. It has universal themes, and it's a story about uplifting and coming together as a community and sharing your authentic self. So I think those themes will be around for a long, long time.
Yes, I couldn't agree with you more on that. I feel the same about that song. So with all of these songs, though, how has George Michael's music impacted you?
Oh, wow. George Michael's musical legacy is an invitation to be yourself, to be authentically who you are and why you were put on this earth. I have learned things about myself out on the road touring with this show that maybe I had either tucked away and hidden at a younger age, and now that I've had some experiences that I feel more comfortable. I understand things about myself that it's a great door to open and go in and see what's there.
I have to imagine that the audience feels that as well. What has that response been like when you're getting out there on that stage every night and singing these songs?
Well, there's a section of the show where it's just dance hit after dance hit, so it's extremely infectious, and most everyone is up and dancing and out of their seats and having an amazing time. But the smile that George Michael's legacy has left with people is really amazing, and I'm so thankful that I get to share that because when people were first introduced to him, whether it was through Wham or his solo career, George's music was a part of their life. There was, a wedding or a first date or a concert, and George was a part of that with these people, and their coming to the shows and reliving a little bit of the nostalgia, but also creating new memories as well.
Yeah, I can see how that would work. You know, you're like, oh, I remember. This takes me back to this moment. But now, yeah, we're creating this new memory in this new experience. So you're going to be here in Toledo performing at the Stranahan Theater on September 26th. Have you been to Toledo before?
No, I haven't, so I'm super, super excited to come to Toledo.
So you'll be at the Stranahan, which is a little ways from downtown and over on what we call our east side. But if you make it into downtown or east side, maybe visit Tony Packo's and get yourself a Tony Packo's dog, because that's the good stuff right there.
Thank you for the advice. All right, I'll definitely take it up.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today. I appreciate it.
All right, don't forget you can get tickets at thelifeandmusicofgm.com. Thank you so much.
Great place there. Again, September 26th at the Stranahan Theater. Have a great day. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yep, take care. And we'll be back with some more Good Day right after this. Stay with us.